I went to the strongman training, and I went reluctantly, and especially reluctantly when I walked in the door, because I was the oldest person in the room. I was the most overweight person in the room. I was the person with the least experience. I had zero experience doing any strongman stuff. And everybody there was seasoned. They were athletes. They were already doing strongman stuff. But I'm like the babe. I'm in kindergarten. I don't know anything. But I stayed. And I want to get to a particular point. I already showed the horseshoe, but before we did the horseshoe, you were talking about driving a nail through a board. I still remember the moment, Dave. I still remember the moment. Dennis is talking to all of us, and he says, okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a board. We're going to have a nail. You'll wrap your hand, and you're going to drive. You're going to hold it like this. You're going to drive your hand with the nail in it into that board. And then he said, every one of you is probably going to fail on the first try. And then he said, and this is the thing everybody has to hear for everything we go for. He said, your mind is going to try to stop you. Mm-hmm. Your mind is going to try to protect you. It thinks you're going to get hurt in some way, shape, or form. Now, I'm telling everybody that's watching this, stretch this out beyond bending nails and putting a nail through a board. Think of all the things you want to do in your life, but you're nervous about it. You're afraid of it. And your mind is kind of holding you back because it thinks it's protecting you, but it's protecting you from doing what you really want to do. So I remember thinking, I'm going to just leave. I will quietly go out the door. Nobody will even notice. They don't even know I'm here. And then I thought, no, that's not how I live my life. I got to stay here. Fortunately, I got to see several people go up to try to drive a nail, and virtually every one of them did not do it on their first try. Even the seasoned people, they would come down, and you can see a part of them is holding back. Mm-hmm. And the young woman who was beside me that weighed 110 some pounds, she went up and she did it. And now the macho challenge side of me is kicked in. And I'm thinking, if she did it and all these other people did it, then by God, I'm doing it. And I walked up there, and I remember thinking, Dennis told me, I'm going to want to stop. I have to bypass that. And I made an intention, which is what I teach. I made an intention. I am driving the damn nail through the board. And I pulled my hand back, and I came down, and somebody was videotaping it. And I got to see the few seconds of it later, because my hand went through. And Dave, I know you were there. You were standing right beside me. All time stopped. Mm-hmm. I stared at it because a part of me thought, I didn't think I was really going to do it. But because I did, life has a new direction to it. From that moment on, I thought, if I can drive a nail through a board with my hand, I can do anything. Anything is possible.